You've probably heard that education is the key to success. But what if I told you that some university courses are just giant, shiny scams with zero real-world value? Yes, people spend thousands of dollars, sometimes taking out loans, to study units that lead absolutely nowhere. In today's brutally honest video, I'll break down some of the most useless course units in university, why they're so common, and how to make smarter decisions when choosing your academic path. Buckle up! This is going to be controversial. Welcome back to the channel where we keep it real, deep, and educational. If you're thinking about going to university, already studying, or just wondering what's worth your money and time, this video is for you. I've helped people with education and visa applications, and I've seen the hidden traps that universities don't warn you about. Today, we're diving into the most useless course units you'll ever find in universities around the world, and why they still exist. I'll also show you the better alternatives, how to protect your future, and what universities won't tell you until it's too late. And don't worry, I've got your back. If you ever need help with choosing the right courses, applying for study visas, or gathering the right documents, I do visa consultations too. Stick around till the end for that. Segment 1. The rise of useless courses in higher education. Let's start with how this all began. Universities were once institutions built purely for knowledge, innovation, and societal contribution. But over the last few decades, higher education has slowly transformed into a business model. Schools are incentivized to create trendy courses that attract attention, even if those courses don't lead to viable job opportunities. Why? Because students are customers, and customers bring money. Governments fund education based on enrollment, and private universities operate on profit. This has led to a surge in filler units, academic modules designed to pad degrees, fill up credit hours, or seem flashy but have no real industry demand. For example, you'll see courses titled Understanding the Cultural Impact of Emo Music, Harry Potter and the Law, Kardashian Studies, Media, and Pop Culture. These are not jokes. These exist, and students are paying top dollar for them. Segment 2, Course Unit Example. Understanding Popular Memes. This might sound fun, and sure, it may be for a week, but let's look at the reality. Understanding popular memes is often offered under digital media or cultural studies degrees. The goal is to analyze the sociological and psychological impact of meme culture. Sounds smart, right? Until you realize there are no meme analyst jobs waiting for graduates. You can study meme culture for free on Reddit or YouTube. It doesn't teach any hard or employable skills like data analysis, graphic design, or media production. This unit is essentially fluff. Universities insert it to seem trendy and appeal to Gen Z students, but its real-world value is almost zero. Better alternatives? Study digital marketing with analytics. Take a UI/UX design course. Learn social media strategy and content creation. Segment 3. Course Unit Example. The History of Sandwiches. This one sounds ridiculous, and it is. Offered as an elective in some liberal arts programs, this course claims to explore the evolution of food culture and identity through the lens of the sandwich. Sure, historical context in food is interesting, but unless you're aiming to become a culinary historian, a very rare career, this course adds no value to your CV. Doesn't develop technical or transferable skills. Can't even be spun into a job interview answer. Why do universities offer it? Because it's cheap to run and easy to pass, making students happy while they chase GPA points. Instead, learn nutrition science. Take a hospitality and tourism management unit. Dive into business and food entrepreneurship if you're serious about food. Segment 4. Course Unit Example. Alien Languages in Science Fiction. This unit often appears in literature or film studies departments and revolves around learning made-up languages from sci-fi movies, like Klingon or Dothraki. It might be entertaining, but it's a dead end professionally. There is no job market for fake linguistics unless you're becoming a sci-fi author or working on a rare game development team. Even then, it won't be your main skill. Alternative? Study real linguistics or applied language technology. Learn a real global language, Spanish, Mandarin, Arabic. Look into translation, localization, or AI language models. Segment 5. Why students still pick these courses? There are 3 main reasons. 1. They sound cool or fun. Students often feel overwhelmed by serious academic work and want to lighten the load. These courses are seen as easy A's. 2. No one tells them the truth. Academic advisors rarely warn students because their job is to support registration, not real-world strategy. 3. Peer pressure and herd behavior. If your friends are picking these, you don't want to be the odd one out doing advanced economics while they're learning about memes. But here's the cost. You graduate with a watered-down transcript. Employers question your seriousness. You waste thousands of dollars and time. Segment 5. Gender Studies in Twilight. A feminist literary breakdown. Yes, this is real. Some universities offer full units analyzing gender roles, identity, and feminism using Stephanie Meyer's Twilight Saga as the primary academic source. While literary analysis is a valid scholarly pursuit, centering an entire academic module around a YA romance novel, especially one widely criticized for its portrayal of relationships, can be problematic. Let's break it down. The course often lacks critical balance, framing the content through a singular ideology lens. It teaches limited analytical frameworks that don't translate into job-ready skills unless you pursue academic theory as a profession. There is minimal demand for Twilight specialists in the real world. Why does it exist? To attract pop culture-savvy students with the promise of a light workload. It's a low-cost course that universities can staff with adjunct lecturers. Better alternatives. Take a gender studies unit that surveys multiple literary works across cultures and eras. Study critical theory through a broader comparative lens. Learn research methodologies that you can apply in academia or NGOs. Segment 6. Philosophy of Star Wars. This course invites students to examine ethical dilemmas, moral philosophy, and metaphysics through the Star Wars universe. While that sounds like an entertaining way to introduce Kantian ethics or the concept of dualism, here's the catch. It's more of a fan club than a rigorous course. Instead of studying real-world applications of philosophy, like bioethics, AI ethics, or political theory, you're discussing whether Anakin Skywalker was justified in turning to the dark side. There are few to no transferable job skills being developed. Worse still, some programs offer this as a core requirement for general education. What to do instead? Take Intro to Philosophy with real-world applications. Study logic, ethics, or critical reasoning, skills valuable in law, tech, and business. Entertainment should complement your learning, not become the entire syllabus. Segment 7. Surfing as a Way of Life. Lifestyle Units in Disguise. 28 Dajwaus, 31 WAS. This is often part of sports science or liberal arts programs in coastal universities, especially in Australia or California. The course typically involves learning about the cultural significance of surfing, weekly surfing sessions for course credit, reflection essays on the spiritual connection with water. Now let's be honest. Unless you're majoring in physical education, sports therapy, or coastal tourism, this is a hobby dressed up as education. It adds little to no value on a resume. You're essentially paying to surf, which you could do on your own time for free. Worse still, some students use these as filler credits, graduating with degrees that have little academic or professional credibility. Smarter alternatives. Enroll in sports management, physical therapy, or environmental marine studies. Pursue surfing as an extracurricular or certificate, not as a credit-bearing academic unit. Segment 8. The Sociology of Selfies. Academic Clickbait. This course explores how selfies reflect societal values, identity, and digital culture. It often claims to critically examine Instagram behavior, selfie-taking rituals, and the cultural shifts in self-perception. But let's be clear, it's a pseudo-intellectual repackaging of common knowledge. Employers in marketing, journalism, or psychology are not looking for selfie specialists. It doesn't train you in analytics, communication, or tech tools that companies use to study digital trends. It's academic clickbait. Take these instead. Digital anthropology, which blends culture and tech in meaningful ways. Social media data analytics. Courses on psychological effects of media rooted in actual behavioral science. Segment 9. Game of Thrones and Modern Politics. Offered in political science departments, this course uses the Game of Thrones series to analyze themes like power, corruption, diplomacy, and warfare. On paper, it sounds edgy. But here's the truth. You're learning about fictional scenarios instead of real-world governance. You'll spend weeks analyzing why Cersei blew up the sept instead of studying actual policy-making, international relations, or statecraft. It cheapens the discipline when there are more pressing global issues to understand. For those serious about politics, study geopolitical strategy, public policy, comparative politics, or human rights law. Analyze real historical coups, not Westeros-based conspiracy theories. Fun can be a tool, but it shouldn't be the whole toolbox. Segment 10. Why this matters. The real cost of useless course units. Let's talk about what this really costs you. 1. Tuition debt. You're paying thousands for knowledge that isn't employable. 2. Wasted time. While others build practical skills, you're decoding fantasy plots. 3. Career setbacks. Hiring managers don't care if you aced selfie studies. 4. Academic dilution. Your transcript looks like a meme, not a map to success. Here's the hard truth. The job market is brutally competitive. Employers want critical thinkers, problem solvers, people with real-world experience and technical knowledge. If your education isn't building those, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Call to action reinforced and expanded. Before we wrap up, let me say this clearly. You have one shot at getting this right. University is a massive investment, financially, emotionally, and intellectually. If you're unsure about what course do you have to study, whether your chosen unit has real career value, or how to go abroad and study smart, I offer personalized visa consultations and academic guidance. I can help you with choosing the right course for your long-term goals, gathering all required visa documents, statement of purpose, English test results, IELTS, PTE, academic transcripts, financial statements, proof of enrollment, identity documents, avoiding rejection due to poor course selection or misalignment with immigration pathways. Don't just go to university. Go with a plan. Drop a comment, message me directly, or check out the links in the channel. Let's make your dreams work without the detours. Like, share, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. What's the most ridiculous course you've ever seen?